Hey guys, I'm just actually going to go ahead and present this information that I had for you for tonight's team call. I know some of you can't make it, and there's actually another Zoom call at 9:30 for those of you that are in the Emerald to Diamond training group. I originally thought that I could probably be finished from 9 to 9:30, but just in case I do run over, I don't want you to have to miss that Zoom call at 9:30. So I'm just going to go ahead and record this, and then that way you can watch it at your own convenience. And if you do have questions, we're due maybe like a quick Q&A at the beginning of next Wednesday's team call, and that way I can hit on anything that I may have missed. But in the meantime, you can always shoot me a message or comment in our team page as far as anything I may have missed, or things that you want me to go maybe in more depth, or things that you want to share that has worked for you. That'd be great too. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. Let's see. Okay. So this is on, this topic is inviting, and this is so critical in our business, but so often overlooked as almost like an option rather than a necessity. And I really, really want to challenge you to look at this as a necessity, something that is pretty much required in this business if you want to accelerate and be successful. And so this is, why is it doing that? Okay, there we go. This is one of our vitals. So in Team Beachbody, we have 4 vital behaviors, is what we call them. 4 daily things that we are supposed to be focusing on every single day consistently. And the number 1 item is invite. And it's the number 1 item for a reason. And that is just because it is so critical in this business, especially if you do want to accelerate and you do want to be successful in this business. It is really, really important. It can't be an option. It really needs to be something that you are intentional about. As far as our vitals go, and I know we're hitting on inviting, but those of you that have been on my team for a while, you know that there is not one call where I do not hit on these vitals, because they are so important. Now, as far as the 4th one there is added, and I do love that one. So I'm just going to go down through it. Number 1 being invite, and that's the one we're going to really hit more in depth tonight. Secondly, be a product of the product. That means that we are practicing what we are sharing. We are practicing what we want others to be doing. So it's not a you do this, but yet we're not. So I do challenge you to do these things, and this needs to be consistent. If you are missing one of these things, I mean, this is a puzzle right here. And if you are missing any one of these things, you are going to see that affect your business. I can be completely upfront and say that. When there are stagnant points in my business and times looking back, I can pinpoint exactly where I had gaps, which ones I wasn't doing. And there was always, when it was stagnant, if I was answering honestly, there were things I was not doing. And it goes completely the other way. The times looking back when my business was at its peak, where it was really, really thriving, it was because I was consistently devoted to these 4 things every single day. And so I challenge you when going down through this list to really self-evaluate yourself where you are at in these vitals. So be a product of the product. Are you working out every single day? Are you eating nutritionally? Are you digging deep into personal development? That could be 10 to 15 pages a day, but we really need to make that a priority, because as far as being able to help others, this is huge, because I know a lot of the things that I end up posting about or sharing are all things that I have used personally in my own development, as far as what I'm gathering and really find insightful, or really has helped my own life or helped me grow. Then I have that to share with someone else. If you are not growing, if you are not taking in personal development in some way, it's going to be really hard to give. And so basically one of my most favorite things is about not filling or not pouring from an empty cup. Like we really, really can't give if we are not giving our own self or working on our own self. And so that has to be a daily thing where we are just continually bettering ourselves. And at the end of the day, can we truly say, I am better today than I was yesterday? Did you learn something? Did you grow? Did you open your eyes and your mind to something new? And so that needs to be consistent. And I know it's not easy. I know that sometimes you just do not want to, or you feel you just do not have the time. But literally, if that's just a matter of reading a quote and thinking about it, or like I said, even like 10 minutes of reading a book, or even if you cannot do that, just opening it up and reading a page, or just like I said, quotes, prayers, things that are just going to be kind of get you back into what this is about and what life is about. Kind of just your time to get away from the hustle and the bustle and all of that, and just really give yourself some time to just grow. The fourth one is recognition. That one is new. I love it. And so if the first three were not enough to show you and show us what Beachbody is about and how much they value us and people, the fourth one is awesome, because recognition, and that does not mean that you have to have a team underneath you as far as coaches only, recognizing coaches for rank advancement and that kind of thing. That usually seems to be what people think of the most as far as like ranks or achievements. But this can be people in your challenge groups, calling them out as far as consistency, as far as transformations, as far as even just personal growth. It doesn't even have to be physical. And I like to go even above and beyond that, as far as this does not have to even be business related, as far as recognition, calling out a friend for being there for you, or sending a note in the mail. It doesn't even have to be anybody related to you as far as Beachbody customer or coach, or it could be a family member. It could be a best friend from high school. Just show recognition, show that you value them and that they mean something to you. And a lot of times I know I do it in my head, but I don't always do it out loud or share that. And I have challenged myself lately to really do better at that. When the thought crosses my mind, share it. And so I've been trying to do that a little bit more. But I mean, it could be the littlest thing could really, really mean something to someone. And that's really what we're about. This is a business, yes, but it's more about just being purposeful. And there's nothing better than that. And if personal success comes from that, awesome. But our business is so great because we have a chance to reach our goals and better ourselves at the same time that we are helping others achieve and succeed. And so it doesn't have to be where success is limited. It's not. It's abundant, and everybody can succeed. Everybody can have successes. And so it's not a kind of where we have to be at each other and compete with each other. No, it's definitely an environment where we are just bettering each other and lifting each other up. All right, so self-check. With that being said, self-check on each one of those four things. Can you truly say that you are doing those things consistently? And like I said, I can pinpoint exactly, because the Coach Online office is awesome, where you can literally go back and see all your stats for the entire year, and you can go back and see where it was maybe a plateau or where things weren't taking off, and I can go back and look at what I was doing during those times, and I can pinpoint gaps where I wasn't inviting, or I wasn't, I had some of my own personal issues I was going through, and I wasn't digging deep into personal development. Therefore, I wasn't sharing enough, I wasn't valuing others enough. And so those are four things that are really, really going to accelerate your business, and so important. If you really, really want to do well and you are serious about this, those are 4 things that are not options. They need to be done. All right, so why is inviting important? Inviting, number 1 of our vitals. It is so important because we have to get it out there. So I know that I've told other people, but I wish that somebody would have shared this with me. I mean, I was a PE teacher for 7 years. I would have loved to have done this all of those years. I would have loved to have been doing this 7 years ago, but I didn't even know about it. And so I didn't even know about Beachbody coaches. I didn't even know how awesome and purposeful and fulfilling this can be. And so there's a lot of people out there that even if you're thinking they know, they probably don't. And so this is about just getting it out there and sharing what we have and consider it planting seeds. So even if it's not, I wouldn't even consider it all the time as far as like trying to get them right off. Just plant the seeds, get the information out there, and let God do his thing. So it's our job to show value and to care and love on people and just genuinely want the best for people. And this is one avenue that we know works. Is it the only avenue? Of course not. But it's an avenue that can really reach a lot of people and really change a lot of people. It has, and it continues to do so. So we have definitely something, a gold mine, like I like to call it, that can really change lives and turn people's lives in like a 180 direction as far as health reports from doctors, and their health goes completely 180 where they are taking off all meds, even as far as anxiety, depression, and they're finally feeling a purpose and thriving in life. That's meaningful. Even one life, that's meaningful. And so please consider this an opportunity. I know that inviting in our business has this like sense of, oh no, like immediate fear or immediate like black cloud or something, where this should be the most exciting part of our job. This is something that we get to do. God has given this opportunity for us to change lives, not to shrink back and hide, but to shine. And so we need to be thinking it of that way. It can be a complete mind shift when you approach people in this way. It's not a, oh, I'm sorry, maybe, I mean, if you don't want to do this, that's okay. No, be confident in this and know that it changes lives and that we have that to share. And how cool is it, and those of you that have been in this for a while, how cool is it when you have someone tell you, because of you, they are finally excited about life. They are finally eating healthy. Like this morning, I had someone tell me they can't even believe that they were eating the things that they used to eat and how much energy they have now, how much more they're able to do in a day. Like that's life-changing. And so please do not apologize for sharing this opportunity. If you go and approach it the right way, classy and confident, you will succeed in this business because you are owning it and you are confident and believe in what you have to offer. And if you don't believe in what you have to offer, then that would be the number one place I would suggest working on as far as confidence and just really digging deep into maybe Beachbody in general and seeing what they do and go and research lives that have been changed, people that were bankrupt and now over 6 figures and financially free and able to go and travel and do things, and they're not chained down by debt. Or people that moms that worked corporate jobs and they were never home, and now they're able to be with their kids and go to the games and go volunteer in the school and do those things and be there and watch their children grow up. Those are life-changing things. And so there's no reason why you would need to apologize or feel bad about what you have to offer. You don't ever have to feel salesy if you believe in what you have. And I say this often too, as far as, okay, $140 challenge pack where they get nutrition and they get great workouts and they get you, and your time is valuable. I think about that all the time, and I know what I have, and I believe what I have to give is far worth more than $140. And so you need to just believe in that and own it. So when someone says about costs, I can genuinely say that that's a really, really good deal. And you need to be able to say that too. So you need to be able to know that you are giving value and that you believe in what you have to offer here. All right, so first things first, say goodbye to the comfort zone. Like I said, there is no need to want to hide. This is an awesome opportunity that we have to share. And so if it's just a matter of, usually it's a matter of fear, maybe sometimes fear of rejection, but bullet point number 2, don't take things personally. Like I said before, this isn't for everyone. I would actually disagree with what I just said. I do believe it is for everyone, but some people won't realize it. And what I mean by it is for everyone, health. Health is for everyone. But this specific avenue to reach a healthy lifestyle, not for everyone, and that's fine. But it is one way, and it has worked, and people thrive on it. So I like to use, and going off of bullet point number 2 there, I like to use the example of a waiter or waitress stopping by the dinner table after the meal and offering dessert or coffee. If you say no, do you think that they take that personally? Of course not. And so why do we? It's the same thing. We are simply offering something that we know some people really enjoy and would love, and some people not so much. It's the same thing. And so as far as getting no's or no, I don't think that I would be okay. Don't take it personally. Either they just don't know the value of it yet, and there you just planted a seed. So I bet you anything that they're going to be watching you from now on and looking to see, like, oh, well, what is this about? What does she do during the day? Or like, how is this changing her life? Or maybe they're going to go and look online and see how the programs or how awesome it really is. So as far as that goes, don't take it personally, please, because you're putting it out there, you're planting seeds. And if you, let's say you invite 10 people today and 9 people say no, but 1 person says yes, there you go. There is one life that has just been changed because you sent 10 invites. Practice daily. So again, this needs to be done every single day. We're going to talk about different ways to go about it. And remember your why. So think about what drives you or what originally got you into this, and valuing other people and being of purpose, having that fulfillment is awesome, and that's all part of it too. But also, I know most of you, if not all of you, are looking to be a business builder, and this is your business. So with that being said too, you need to be doing these things to build up your business. And so it's really, really important to remember your why. Some of you may not want to be at 6 figures. Some of you may just want to be able to cover your mortgage or rent for the month, and that's fine, or make your car payments, that's fine too. But some people want to go all in and be financially free and live a life that is time free as well, kind of just living on your own terms there. And so you decide that, but understand that this is all plays a part in it, and it's directly reflected upon the effort that you put into it. All right, so working from a list, I challenge you here to create a list of prospects here. And this is one of those things where if you're just kind of just throwing them out there randomly and you're not writing it down, you have no idea who you talked to last week, who you talked to last month, you're not going to be as successful. So I would just challenge you to be most efficient as you can, and this is one way. So work from a list, whether that be, and I think this is on my next slide here, whether that be paper and pencil. There are some electronic, very, very useful tools. I know Teamzy I have done in the past. Now you do, I believe it's $29.99 a month in order to have that one, but that uploads all your contacts email, Facebook, all of them, and puts them in a system. So it tells you exactly who to contact each day, and you can write exactly in there how you contacted them, a little bit of a convo. You can write a quick note, and it follows up for you. So it will tell you, their name will pop up again then when it's time to follow up with them. So that's kind of, I know a lot of coaches use that. I loved it, but I have moved. Whenever I moved out here to Phoenix, I canceled that, and you can cancel at any time and just haven't put it back up. So I might go back to that one. Asana's pretty nice too. That's what I'm using right now. It just organizes all your lists for you. Google Streak is a color-coded one. So those of you that like the visual, that's another one. So I'm not going to go into those in depth. You can YouTube any one of those, and there are Beachbody coaches that go on a whole video on those, and I think I've done some, but I definitely don't have time to go into that today, but those are just options for you. Paper and pencil have worked very well for people as well. So basically what I'm just saying is have a system, use a system. So going back to this, creating a list. And so you really want to, I believe it was last month, I challenged the coaches on our team to have a list of 100 and work from that. So at the beginning of the month, list out 100 people on Notebook or on Google Streak or Asana, however you use it, and make it a challenge to go down through and contact them. Highlight the ones that joined your next challenge group. Have some sort of system in place that works for you. I can't tell you what is the best method because I don't know how you function. Some people need to write it down. Some people are very, very good with even phone apps, and that could work too. So I would challenge you to research that and find a method that works for you. I have switched mine numerous times over the past year to find what works for me. So it's a lot of kind of tweaking and just playing with different options and finding the one that works for you. I like Asana right now, but that doesn't mean that in another month I don't have a different tracking system. It doesn't matter, but you just need one. I do have written there that the memory jogger is in the file section. That's just a little thing Beachbody has on the Coach Online office to kind of just help you think of people from your past or present that might be interested. And so please don't ever count anyone off because you never know. And like I said, everybody needs health. So you may as well just throw out the option there for them. Second bullet point, create a list of all your dream team. And oh, I love this so much because it's so important. So I know that those of you in the Emerald to Diamond training, the one assignment was to create a list of qualities of your ideal coach. And I remember going through that, and I had different qualities than the other people in the group, and you will as well. So think about who you would work best with. I really, really challenge you to visualize this and know exactly who you work well with and who you want on your team. I know some of you right now that are listening to this, you were on my dream team list. And I mean, thanking the Lord whenever you signed up as a coach, because I knew exactly from the beginning, as soon as I either met you or as soon as I was challenged to make a dream team list, I knew how amazing, number one, you would be as a coach, and number two, how motivating and inspiring you are to me and to others, and how well we could work together and grow with each other. And so each person's going to have different things that they're looking for, but I challenge you to write that down and don't just, like, oh, throw the opportunity over there, but really, really think about who is going to fit with you and who is going to work well with you. And then I would start really reaching out to them and throwing out that opportunity for them. And again, that doesn't mean that there are still some that I contact and I'll be like, I still want you on my dream team. You're on my dream team list. And they're like, as soon as I'm done with this, if they're in school or whatever, as soon as I'm done with this degree, you better believe I'm joining your team. So there's just, have that out there and know and have those people. Create a follow-up list. This is huge because like I said, you're going to get no's, but there are so many no's, original no's, that have turned into yeses. And that's only because I reached back out to them. Some people will just straight up tell you, like, this month is just not going to work, but I definitely do want to be in one of your groups. So can you, and then I'll be like, okay, so how about next month this time I touch base with you and see. And in the meantime, I'm usually still talking to them anyway. But create follow-up lists and really, really stay organized with that, because that's going to really, really help your business and really help stay on track with people. Create current challenger lists. So once you do have people in your groups, have a list of those people, because from that group, so let's say you had a list of your customer prospects, they decide to join your next group, you then move them over to your current challenger list. And so you are adding value to them, and you are making sure that they are getting what they need. You're keeping up to date with them and answering questions if they need, or helping them. And then after that challenge group is over, you can move them to another list where it's current customers. So then you can always be inviting them to your next group. So I have an ongoing group system where if you are with me and you are in one group, you are always welcome to all my groups month after month after month. And I love that. I love that. So those are all things that you want to be keeping track of. And some people will say, you know, I'm going to just take a break because I'm leaving. I'm actually going to be out of the country for the next 3 weeks. So maybe I'll hit up the one after that. And so that's where some are going to come and go, but you always want to be reaching back out to them. So you don't want to leave people hanging. All right. Tracking, we talked about. Types of inviting: private, public, and indirect. So I'm just going to go into those. I feel like this is going long, so I'm going to try to go through it. Private inviting is the sharing information personally to a specific person or persons directly via conversation. So that's going to be if you're, you know, even the sitting on a bus and someone happens to be drinking a shake or something, and you're like, oh, what is that? Just starting a conversation, and then somehow you can weave that in and invite somebody to your next group. You can do it that way. I've done different things like that. It could be the invites where you shoot out a Facebook message to somebody maybe that used to play high school sports with you, and you kind of actually just want to see what's going on and see how they're doing. And then sometimes that leads into it, but you can personally, privately invite that way. Let's see, text messages. So this is where you're individually reaching out to specific people. So it's not just throwing it out there. This is specifically inviting people, and we need to be doing this on a daily basis. Wonder where my, okay. Private, okay. Public. These are constructing a general information flyer post. These are ones that usually you post on Instagram or Facebook. Even those of you that have like pages or health pages, that's a good place to put them too. So that's kind of just getting it out there. We can talk about ads and boosting and getting those things out, like on Facebook, where you can get it out to across the nation. We can do a whole nother thing on that. But in the meantime, if that's about where you're at, where you already do have a like page or a health page, and you want to now start getting ads out there, there are great, and message me, there are great videos that show you step by step on how to do that. Let's see, indirect, that would be sharing the benefits of this lifestyle via your post, pics, etc. So not directly inviting, but just kind of in a roundabout way, showing examples of how it's been affecting you or benefiting you or others. And so private, going back to examples here, those private invites should be going about 3 to 5 a day. This is where, if you want to accelerate your business, go for 15. Those of you, and there's on my very last slide, I show a photo of the book, The 10X Rule, that I talked about the other day in the team page. And that's where you can go with speed. And so where the average coach does about 3 a day, and that grows their business over time, why not go for 15 a day and accelerate it? And so if you ever watch Bonnie Engel, she is number one in the company. I think she just took over number one spot in the company. She does this. And so instead of doing 3 a day, she does 20 a day, and she just goes and goes and goes. And she has far, far, far accelerated the business, and is already, I think she's coached for 2.5 years and is, like I said, already number one in the company. So it's totally up to you. Again, this is a direct reflection of your effort that you put into it. You are the CEO. So private, start with value, listen, and truly want to learn about people and building a relationship. So again, this is not about a sale. This is about changing lives, because if you want to be successful, this is not about retail here. This is about literally changing lives and being valuable. That is when people are going to know that you are genuine, that you care, and they are going to want to stay with you because you do care. They know that they are not just a sale to you. They are not just money to you. It's so much more than that. And so that comes with showing and being genuine. Let's see. So find out their goals and needs and wants. You really need to almost be an investigator. You need to know what they are visualizing, what they want, because if you don't know, you're not going to know how to help them. And so one of the very first things I do when I start communicating with people is I want to know about their life now and where they want to be, like their goals, or like things that they wish that they maybe could be more active, or they wish that they could get to the gym more. And then that's perfect lead into like, oh, you know what? Well, have you ever tried this? Because it completely eliminates the excuse of having to pack up the kids and get to the gym. Like, this is something that you can do while they're taking a nap. You can do it at 4 a.m. before people wake up. Like, it leads into that. So you'd never be able to lead into that if you just throw it out there from the very first thing that you write. And so that's not what we're about. And I cringe whenever I hear coaches of doing that, because that's the salesy coach. And we want to actually be able to help them. We can't help them if we're not listening and asking and being intentional with this conversation. So with that being said, the first thing, as far as just throwing out value, and take a few minutes to actually look to see what they're up to these days. I mean, who knows? Maybe they are P90X certified, so they're probably not going to need you to be in your challenge group. You know what I mean? That might be a point where you're like, oh, I really would love you to be on my team, kind of thing. And so you wouldn't know that if you just threw out a message and you never took the time to look at where they are in life. So just make sure that you know about them and you want to learn more about them, and say, again, like I mentioned earlier, be confident in approaching this. This isn't we need you, please, I beg you to do this. This is something of us being able to provide you with something awesome. So we have no reason to apologize. If anything, people should be like, yay, thank you for wanting to help me, kind of thing. So be confident and never apologize. Here are some examples. This was from a Diamond coach. I was in a training earlier in the year, and we were really, really, really challenged to invite. And so we had to post and share what we were inviting. And so this was one where to make things more efficient, because if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have time to be sitting there with all these conversations going, I will say you become more efficient and your mind gets used to being in different places. But if you make this a process and you pretty much find how you communicate and like how you talk, you notice that these first three are all very similar, but she then makes them personal. So it has the main gist of it is the same. So it's a script, that she created that's like her. It's genuine what she has to offer and say. But then at the beginning, she will say something personal to that person, and she always adds a question in it. So you always want to add a question to keep the conversation going and open. Down here in the corner, this is a coaching invite example, and I put that one in there because it mentions about a dream coach and how I do challenge you to really make that dream coach list, because you're going to want to be sending out coaching invites as well. You really want to build a team, because the bigger your team, the more insight, the more people you can reach, the more experiences that you have, and they can share what's working for them, and you can share what works for you, and it's just a huge collection of growth. And so you're going to want to bring coaches on with you. And if you're a new coach, please don't let that hinder that, because you can grow together, and we're all growing. So even though I've been in this for a while, I'm still growing, and I'm still learning off of new coaches and their ideas. And I love their insight, because after I do groups for so long, I'm kind of, sometimes it's hard for me to be set back and kind of look at the big picture, where if somebody is in that group or just got out of it, they can share with me things that they noticed, or things that maybe work better than others. And so I completely challenge you to bring on coaches to your team and be digging into that dream coach that you want working with you, because when you work with others, I mean, that's when things take off, because you grow as a coach, and not just a person, but as a coach and a leader. So you can be learning from them, and it's awesome. So be genuine, be more interested than interesting. Don't just talk about yourself, and don't just talk about the business. You be asking questions, ask how they are, what's going on with their family, know them, genuinely value them, form the relationship. I've met my best friends, like some of my best friends through this. And so, I mean, as far as thinking back on some of like the hard times, like how time consuming this can be, how hard it is sometimes, especially when trying to get a PhD program going too and doing that, I think about this, and I think about all the relationships and value and amazing blessings that have come out of this opportunity. And I will never, never, never give this up, because it is one of the most valuable, purposeful things that I've ever had. And so I just challenge you to know that and believe that. So if you haven't experienced that yet, if you're just a new coach, it's amazing. And so with that being said, this is a great opportunity to be uplifted and be surrounded by some of the most positive, inspiring, motivational people. I mean, how cool is that, to wake up and just be blanketed with energy? And so I just really, really stress that this is about relationships, and so be genuine with this, please, because that's what this team is about. We're not doing this salesy, like we're doing this classy and genuine. All right, so examples of inviting public. So these are the ones, again, that are going to be for the general public, so not for individual people, sent to individual people. These are the ones that are going to be like a call to action as far as kind of promoting your upcoming group. I do say, or I would stress, to beware of business verbiage. So we know what a challenge pack is, but think about other people that are not in Beachbody. They may not know what a challenge pack is. So we know a challenge pack includes your Shakeology and includes your program. So it has everything that you need. But they may not know what a challenge pack is. And they may not know what a challenge group is. So I have worded mine ways like 21-day push, or even around like themes like holiday hustle, summer sizzle, and I just explain it's an accountability group. And so just make sure that you think of it as if somebody that doesn't know what's going on. And a deadline. So have a deadline saying that registration closes on September 25th or something, and a call to action. So if you're interested, shoot me a message or comment below. So you always want to have a call to action and a deadline. I missed number 2 there, limited number of openings. That always just kind of puts like importance on it. And I did start out by limiting how many people were in groups. It's hard if you team up with other coaches and run groups, because let's say I add 10 and they add 10 and someone else, sometimes you want to kind of have that determined ahead of time if you are going to have a limited number of people, and that's pretty much up to you as far as how many you feel like you can truly help at a time. Here are examples of public ones that I've used, just showing you that some of them are, as far as themes for holidays, but they just simply say 30-minute workouts, balanced nutrition, accountability. Those are all keywords that you kind of want to have in there. Examples of inviting indirect. So these are the ones that you're doing all the time. So these are the ones that on your posts, just basically showing how it could be sharing a story of how health has impacted you. Transformations where maybe I used to be really self-conscious, or I didn't want people, just sharing stories that shows now that what health has done for you and how it's transformed you. Or even things like, I know sometimes I don't even mention anything about Beachbody, but if I'm able to hike at 2 p.m. during the day because I'm no longer having to work as a teacher anymore, and just being able to go hiking if I want to go hiking, those are all things I don't literally always say, thanks to Beachbody. I mean, I probably should add that in there more often, but those are just little things where people, it just shows what this lifestyle is about, or that you hike, or your workouts, getting your workouts in, even if it's not an invite. But if you if you just have your Shakeology there, and people are going to be like, oh, I know that she's pretty into nutrition and health. I have had people just reach out to me and be like, so I see that you drink Shakeology. Do you really actually recommend it? So those all lead into things. And it wasn't me saying, oh, here, drink Shakeology. If you want Shakeology, message me. No, it was just very indirectly. And so those are ways to invite. Indirect example, here's just, this was one that was posted in the one group that I was in the one time, and it was just a day in the life, and she just went in to explain how she left her corporate job, and she's able to connect with people throughout the day and listen to their successes and just add value to each other and that kind of thing. So that was just an indirect thing. It wasn't saying, come join my challenge group or blah, blah. It was just sharing a little story there. And then I have a follow-up example as far as the importance of follow-up there. And this was just going back and saying, hey, we haven't chatted in a while. I do have a group coming up. Just wanted to see what you thought. You see that she left with a question there, and sure, there she is. So this means that she originally said no, because it said, I know that we had talked about it before. So that means, okay, well, probably wasn't the time then. And here she follows up, and just like that, you can literally, and I don't know if you can see the time, literally 1 minute later, she said, sure. Okay, so they're not all going to be like that, but there's an example. All right, call to action. So I've been thinking about this, and I don't want to just be the cheerleader coach. You know that I believe in you. And I posted this on the team page the other day, but I believe in you. You know that it's limitless as far as what you can do. I truly, truly believe that. I'm amazed by the people in this group day in and day out. But I also know that I'm going to be maybe a little bit more as far as just throw these challenges out to you, and kind of hold you to it, because this is what's going to make you grow. It's so easy to be like, yeah, I should be doing that, but then you're not. And the purpose of this is, and I've said this before as well, that resources are never an issue. We live in a land just overwhelming source of resources as far as Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar. I mean, you have the best motivational speakers out there. You have, as far as coaches that have paved the way, we are under the top coaching network. Lindsay Matways as our upline, she's literally paved the path for us. So I gave you the websites, all her websites that she gave me when I started. You have all of that at your fingertips. Not everybody does. So please keep in mind how awesome an opportunity we have. We literally are on the top of the top as far as resources go, because a lot of coaches don't have any of that upline source. And we have the best, as far as the most successful coach, as our direct upline. So that being said, resources are never an issue, but it comes down to resourcefulness and applying it. So you can have all these aha moments, and I'm talking to myself here too. You can have these aha moments, but if you do not implement them and you do not put them into your business, it doesn't matter. And so I challenge you, create a list. Are you working off a list? Yes or no? Or are you just throwing this to the wind and just, if I message someone today, awesome. If I don't, I'll get to it maybe next week. Answer yourself that. Because if you are not reaching your benchmarks or your objectives or your goals and things, ask yourself, are you doing this? So I know a lot of you want to rank advance. I know a lot of you want to be at 6 figures. But honestly, you need to be doing these things if you want to. It's directly related. Okay, so make a list, and I want you to tell me what system you have put into place. How are you keeping track of who you contact? Have you made your dream team? Yes or no? I want you to construct invites. So I want you to either private message me and show me a conversation that you had. You can blur out the names, that's fine too. I don't care. Private, indirect, and I challenge you to do a public post and get that out there. So with that being said, think about October already. I know this is September, but be thinking. We're always thinking at least 1 month in advance. So right now, you should be inviting for your October group. If you don't want to run your own group, add them into, we have several coaches here, either individually or together, running groups. So you always have a group to add people to. As a team member, that's always an option for you. If you want to run your own, awesome. Go for it. All right. These are the personal development books that I highly suggest. So Go Pro is awesome because that's all about network marketing and the best methods in how to communicate and how to, even about leaving off the conversation with a question. So important. It's just little tips like that. So I highly recommend that one. Jab, Jab, Right Hook by Gary Vee. Amazing. Amazing. If you don't listen to him, you should. Very, very good. He is tough love to a T, but really makes you think and really challenges you to grow. And then the 10X rule is great, and that's the one I mentioned the other day. As far as why can't we be both? Why can't we go with full speed towards our goals, but make it a lifestyle and do it continuously, and so we can be the tortoise and the hare at the same time. So please don't leave that as an excuse. I know some of you fall back on that too much as a crutch, where you're like, oh, slow and steady. No, why not challenge yourself to step it up? So I challenge you to do that, and I challenge you to start implementing these things. And I believe that was pretty long. So I hope that you got something out of that. If you have questions, comments, reach out, comment below, or next Wednesday we'll do a quick Q&A beginning just to see if you had any questions or anything that I missed on this one. All right, let me see if I can stop sharing there. All right, so have a great night, guys, and let me know if you need anything. Please reach out, and yeah, love you. Thank you so much for all that you do and all the energy that you put into this. It does not go unnoticed, and it's so greatly appreciated, and thanks for being willing to be used in this avenue and to reach life. So I will talk to you later.